Caitlin, you are breaking this story. What are you hearing from your sources?
Well, Jim, we're hearing a little bit more as these ethics scandals are continuing to pile up against the EPA Secretary Scott Pruitt about why it was that President Trump floated the idea of replacing Jeff Sessions with him and letting him lead the Justice Department. That's because Scott Pruitt directly proposed that idea to President Trump during an Oval Office meeting earlier this spring.
In everything you do, Mr.
Embattled EPA Secretary Scott Pruitt, who is currently facing 14 federal investigations, directly appealed to President Trump this spring to fire Attorney General Jeff Sessions and let him lead the Department of Justice instead. The proposal coming at a time when the president's frustration with Sessions over his recusal from the Russia investigation was at an all-time high. Sources telling CNN that Pruitt proposed making him the acting head of the DOJ for 210 days under the Vacancies Reform Act. His plan after that, return to Oklahoma and run for office. The president's aides quickly shooting down the idea as his ethics scandals were piling up. Trump standing by Pruitt just last month.
I'm not happy about certain things, but he's done a fantastic job running the EPA, which is very overriding, but I am not happy about it.
This amid new allegations about Pruitt's behavior. A CNN report revealing Pruitt and his aides kept secret calendars and schedules to hide contentious meetings. An aide testifying before the House Oversight Committee that Pruitt asked her to find his wife a job with a salary paying over $200,000 at the Republican Governors Association. And a Washington Post report that Pruitt asked assistants to put his hotel reservations on personal credit cards. All this as the president is leading the search to replace Justice Anthony Kennedy on the Supreme Court. The White House keeping the nation in suspense while teasing a primetime announcement.
The president said yesterday he's got 2 or 3 more that he'll interview this week and then make a decision. Once again, we're not going to comment on the names.
CNN has confirmed Trump spoke with 4 federal appeals court judges as well as Utah Senator Mike Lee. As the search for a justice continues, the president on a tweet storm Tuesday, hitting Harley-Davidson, claiming the company's 2018 decision to move some production overseas hurt its sales in 2017, but failing to note it's a decision the company made to avoid tariffs imposed by the European Union in response to tariffs imposed by the president on steel and aluminum.
Now, the White House didn't respond, Jim, to these new revelations about the conversation between Scott Pruitt and the president, but they did let us know that the president did interview 3 more potential nominees for that Supreme Court vacancy today, bringing the total number of interviews that President Trump has conducted up to 7. Now, the president said he was only going to interview 6 or 7 people for this vacancy, which would lead us to believe we are entering the next phase of this search where they are going to narrow down their selection. Jim.
CNN's Caitlin Collins with that breaking story. Thank you very much.